Hello there, and welcome to the Flippin' Bunch, our Wednesday night live talk. And we have a special guest tonight, Amy Gerard from Flippin' Furniture. So we'll go ahead and introduce ourselves, and then we will introduce Amy and focus on Amy. So if you guys are watching out there, we welcome your questions for Amy, and we have a bunch of them ourselves. So we'll start with you, Crystal.
All right. Hey, everybody. I am Crystal, and I'm the Crafty Creech DIYs and Furniture Flips. And I love flipping furniture. I consider myself a furniture artist, but I also do like simple things and sometimes furniture restorations. I am a reseller, so I love thrifting and flipping thrift items and crafting, and I just love it all.
Yeah. Kat.
Hey, my name is Kat, and I'm from Owling Dog and Owling Dog Design. And I like to do furniture refinishing and restoration and art of different sorts.
Cool. Dar.
Hi, my name is Dar. I am from DIYs by Dar. I started my artistic journey probably when I was about 12, but I seem to be finishing it up now with the total change in what I'm doing, which the last 4 years has been furniture art. So everybody keeps calling me a maximalist. I don't see it. I just don't see it, but I guess I am.
Okay. Well, I'm Lavon, and I have Statement Designs. That's the name of my channel, as well as my business, and everywhere on social media. And I have a little room in a coffee house where I sell my furniture, and mainly furniture artistry. And now I'm doing a few more smalls to put in the shop. So that kind of thing. But I still do in-home design. And yeah, so that's my story. And I'm going to go ahead and introduce you, Amy. I'm going to pull up a slide here. So this is your YouTube channel, Furniture Painting by Amy Gerard, Flip It Furniture. Mm-hmm. And then you also have all the socials, right? That's your Facebook, right?
Yeah, that's Facebook. I mainly do YouTube and Facebook.
Okay. And I know, do you have TikTok as well? Do you do TikTok?
No, but I'm never on there. Like I'm almost thinking about deleting it and maybe starting over, but I never go on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to show everybody some of your work, and we just love your work. So there's a beautiful piece. I love that.
Oh my gosh.
So decoupage paper that you painted out or hand painted?
It's a decoupage paper, and then I painted it out, and then through the sides, like it cuts off kind of. I don't know. I painted a lot of those sunflowers on the sides, and then the top sky. Yeah.
Oh, it's
beautiful. Is that a Dixie Belle paper?
Yes.
Okay, I thought so.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's beautiful.
So pretty. I love the copper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites. And it's just a little jewelry box, but it's so cute.
Oh, I love how you picked up the bronzy colors and the copper colors out of the flowers and everything. Yeah. It looks so good.
It's gorgeous.
I think Amy has impeccable taste.
Yes. Absolutely. Oh, yes. That is
love
awesome.
That one.
Yeah, that one scares a lot of people. They're like, no, I don't want crystals, but it's really popular.
Now, is that a decoupage paper?
Yes, that was by Whimsical.
Oh, Whimsical. Okay.
Say that.
Oh, I love like you did such a good job blending. Did you do any like stenciling on that too on the side? I see a little bit of stencil, or is that just?
No, I just kind of blended it out. Just to make it look cloudy. The stencil, that's part of the paper.
Oh, wow. That looks really good.
Yeah, it's an awesome paper.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Okay. And I love this boho kind of piece.
So pretty.
Yeah. That's a lot of like dry brushing and glazing and
Yeah.
blending different colors. That was a good one. Fun.
Oh, I'm so into the boho style right now.
I know. Right now, it's like, again, still, I feel like everything that went out for a little while is just back again.
Yeah.
It's always that way.
Oh yeah.
So we have,
like my daughter's wearing my clothes from when I was in high school.
Mine too. It's so crazy. Like, you just don't get my style. It's very 90s. And I'm like,
Yes, it's hilarious.
so we have Mara and Jenna in the house. Hello, ladies. So Amy, first of all, I have to tell you, I love watching you blend. That's one of my favorite things. You're so good at blending. And I think we had this discussion a long time ago because I've known you for a long time. Whenever I first really got into collaborating with other YouTubers, we kind of were in a chat group, and so that seemed like forever ago. But
years.
Yeah. Now we talked about then, because we used to every now and then, because there were people from different countries, and we would often talk, and we all were like embarrassed to talk, but we talked about the sound of our voices. And you know what, you said you hated to hear yours, but I love the sound of your voice. I could listen to you do a video all day long. I just love your voice.
So funny. Yeah, I hear that a lot, and I'm like, and for me, when I'm playing it back and I'm editing, I'm like, like, you know, or if it comes on the TV, you know, if we're watching YouTube and then all of a sudden my video pops up, I'm like, you have to turn it off. It's weird.
So we have a subject tonight, and it's maximizing social media income. So I know myself, I recently got monetized on Facebook as well as monetized on YouTube. So I definitely need some tips on maximizing in both of those places. So is there anywhere else that you are monetized?
Basically, I have been focused on YouTube and Facebook because I feel like that's the best place for ads. I mean, that is where you get paid. Like, I feel like TikTok and Instagram is more if you're going to sell something. And for me, I'm not really selling. I just want to make my videos, create my content, use my affiliate links, work with brands, but I don't want to like, you know, I like the idea of passive income, which is not always passive, because if you don't post, you don't really get, it doesn't, people are like, it lasts for years. No, it doesn't. It like it might come back, maybe, but normally after, you know, a couple weeks, your video kind of dies away.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, unless you got a hit, you know, then it'll keep going, but that's few and far between. And Facebook is, I have found to be like the place to be.
Tell
I'm
us more. Tell us some tips.
More. On the screen. I feel like I'm not talking. Can you? Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Sorry. Yeah. No. I got monetized on Facebook. I didn't even really know that was like a thing. I mean, I've been on there for a couple of years and just posted here and there, and it was not really a big deal. And then friends were like, yeah, I'm getting monetized on there. I'm working with a media company and I'm doing this. And I was like, wait, what? And they were getting paid, you know, big money. And I'm like, huh. So I reached out to the media companies and I never heard back. So I was like, well, I'm going to just do this on my own. And I did. I got real serious about it, and I just started looking into it. There's somebody called Lester Diaz on YouTube, and I followed him. I still follow him. and he gives great tips on how to get monetized there. So I did everything he said to do, and sure enough, within just, it was like a month and a half, I posted like 5 videos and I hit my mark. Like you needed at the time 10,000 followers and like 60,000 watch minutes, and it did it. And I was like, what? But then Facebook is horrible with their support. Like, it is the worst. YouTube is phenomenal. You can talk to a person, like, they're great. Facebook is really bad. So if you have anything that doesn't go with, if it goes against their content, like policies, you'll be trapped and you'll never be able to get monetized. So yeah, that's huge. I had a shirt that said "Flip It Furniture," and it got flagged as being like provocative.
Oh my.
Yeah, and I was like, what? So it took like 4 months after I could have been monetized to get that sorted out. So it is really hard to get monetized, I have to say, and that's why I think a lot of people go with a media company, because they work with Facebook and they kind of sort all that stuff out.
Well, now Jenna says, when I got monetized on Facebook, I totally missed the notification for like 3 weeks. And I understand, like, I got a notification, but I have nowhere near what you just said the qualifications were. So, and obviously I'm not making a whole lot of money. So can you explain the difference there?
When did you get monetized?
It's only been like a couple months or a month or so, and I'm like making like $5 here and there.
Oh, that's actually really good, because they changed their monetization program again. That's the worst thing about it. They keep, since I've been monetized, which is about 10 months now, they've changed it like 3 times, and you do see a significant dip. I do. A lot of people I know do. Right when it happens, and it takes a couple of weeks for them to like even it out. I actually didn't even get half of my pay from last month. So I'm like, what the heck? But it does end up working itself out after a couple of weeks. So that's probably why. You're probably part of the beta program right now, and so am I. They changed me. It used to be in-stream ads, reels, ads on reels, like a performance bonus, and now they've put it all into one. So you're just getting, it's content monetization, they're calling it. So you're just going to get paid whatever. And I did see a big dip, but it's coming back again. So that's really good.
Okay.
But
Jenna says her highest payout has been $78. So
okay, I was really worried about him. I might have to mute that, because sometimes he doesn't stop.
yeah, I have a dog too. And
Yeah.
he's made his appearance before.
Yeah, he wants to say hi.
Yeah.
So do you make your reels on Facebook, or do you make them on TikTok or on YouTube and then post them onto Facebook?
No, I make mine on InShot. That's the editor.
InShot. Okay.
I use, yeah. If you are using, like, you never want to use a watermark from TikTok on your Facebook. You never want to post a full video that you posted on YouTube on Facebook either, because that's not, they don't consider original content, and it won't get pushed. Ooh. So even when people are like trying to promote their YouTube channel, that's like a no-no. They won't push it. Yeah, you'll notice that you don't get a lot of views on that post. So it's just better to not do that at all. Facebook is Facebook, and it's just there for that.
Okay.
Like, original content that's a big thing on there.
Well, crap.
Well, now you Facebook and Instagram, you can link them now. So how does that work?
So even with that, I never post on the same. I will go into my like Meta Business Suite on my computer, and I'll post them separately. And I don't really post on Instagram a lot, because it's more for me, like, is that just a vanity metric? Like, I don't know what that they're not going to pay you. It's just, I don't know. Maybe you're going to get a great brand deal from it or something, which is great. But I mean, I think it really depends on what your goals are, on where you're posting, like, and for me, I mean, I have 2 kids here and, there's like life is going on. So I don't really have time to put into all the platforms.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the ones that are going to be the most lucrative for me, that's the one I'm going to focus on, because to make money, it is a lot of work.
Right.
Anybody that you see that's doing really well on there is working their butts off. Like, they're posting all the time and just, you're putting everything into it. So
That makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do all those other platforms.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
I kind of did, what you do. You use InShot and I use UCut. And what I'll do is, like, if I do a short or something, I'll make it in there and then I'll post it separately on all the platforms and then use their music. I'll silence it in UCut. So that way it's fresh content for all of the different, platforms. But
That's the music with Facebook. Be careful. Like, I would never use popular music ever. They say, oh yeah, you could use this. Well, once you get monetized, you will get flagged for that. You'll either end up, if you just try to dispute it, you don't have the rights to it. So you won't get monetized with that video. So it's best to have like licensed music. And I used to have Epidemic Sound and I loved it, but they didn't provide a license number for me. So now I have to do, I've been doing Artlist for like 2 years now, because they give me the number. And when I have to dispute, I can say, here's my number, and then I win all my disputes. But it is almost—
what's that called? Artlist?
Artlist.
Artlist.
Like list. Yeah.
List, like you write a list.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Artlist.
Yeah.
Okay. And I have to go back to something you said earlier, and I meant to question you on that, and I forgot. But you said you were following someone on Facebook that you followed all his tips, and it really helped him work.
That was he's on YouTube, Lester Diaz.
Okay, Lester Diaz, like Diaz.
Diaz. Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
he has like a group. I never joined his groups, but his videos are so good and there's so much information. So yeah, that's a really good resource for Facebook. It's like him and this other guy, but the other guy does, he talks about YouTube and all the other platforms, but Lester only talks about Facebook. He's like the only guy out there talking about it. And as furniture flippers, like, or painters or artists, Facebook is the place to be, because that's like, if you're doing the podcast or something, maybe YouTube's a better place to be. But since you're doing a craft that you could make a video that's like a minute and a half or anywhere from like 3 to 5 minutes, people want to watch that. They want to watch something funny, like, or baking or doing on Facebook. So we are in the good niche.
Yeah. Unless, you're one of those people that are baking stupid stuff, they're putting like, the ingredients in and they're dropping the bag in, and
Yes,
and
but
maybe they have a provocative outfit on that's focused while they're, it's like, or those stupid scenarios like about a, whatever kind of story, and you watch the whole thing, and then
That's it. You watch the whole thing, and then you look in the comments and everyone's like, why did I waste my time?
right.
Those comments,
There's 5 minutes I'll never get back, and all that.
they're making me, those people.
Yeah.
So about comments, so I am assuming that the more comments you have, the better your video is going to show.
100%. Like, you want to engage in the comments, and I'm like really I'm kind of shy sometimes, so if somebody says something, I'm not really great at like sparking. If someone says that's beautiful, I say thank you. You know,
Yeah.
but if you were like, well, would you like to try this? Or for me, that sounds weird and I can't do that. But if you did that and then had that conversation going, yeah, that video is going to really take off. They like when people are conversating in there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
So like, which is another thing. Painting furniture, people get really angry about it. So
Yes.
they're in the comments like, but that's actually really good because they're going back and forth and people are defending it. And like, I just did a video. I put one out yesterday and it's a repost. You can, that's another thing. You can repost your videos. Can't do that on YouTube. You can do that on Facebook. And that is what it helps to just make the money. Like, I don't know how else to say it, but I posted one and it's probably at like 700,000 views right now. Wow. And it's because I painted hinges. And people are so mad about the hinges. So where I'm like, I'm not even defending myself. People are just going back and forth, like, get over it. Or how could she do that? You know?
Yeah.
It's
Well, you know,
like,
one thing, I mean, I know you have, you mentioned that you are kind of getting away, like you're working with other companies, but I know you were a brand ambassador with Dixie Belle. So I know in the past you probably got a lot of that, because I know I laugh at Connie Pfaff. Oh my gosh, she does those defensive videos. You know, she'll post a comment with the name and say, you know,
She's so
call her
funny.
out.
I was a content creator for them.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But yeah, I did content creation for a couple companies. I think at one point it was like 8 that I was working with, and I was like, it got really overwhelming.
Yeah.
8, like the number 8.
The number 8. And well, you know what? Because my parents were always like, when you have an opportunity, you go for it, you give it your all, you know. And so I'm like, okay, we never say no to a good opportunity, I guess.
Right.
And then,
Never say no.
yeah, and then you know, YouTube is it's a whole like universe on its own, you know, like beyond the paint companies. Like you get to work with brands, you know, beyond the paint. So then I had like other jobs coming in, and it was and I had a project that lasted a year long, like a really big one. So I did end up stopping working with other companies because it's like a little bit too much.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I'm sure like sanding companies and stripper companies and all kinds of stuff like that are probably coming at you on YouTube too, right?
No, it's really weird. It's like things that you're not even, that aren't related.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I'm like, it could be like
they want you to model sunglasses or something.
not even those, but like bigger, like the Skillshare and Craftsy and like things like that, you know. And you have to, you know, in order to keep working with them, you got to do a good job.
Yeah.
You know, you got to like focus in, and then you got all these other companies that you told, like I told, okay, I'm going to have a video for you on this day and a you on this day. And then it's like, wait a minute, you know?
Oh, yeah. Stressful. I bet.
2023, that's when I like hit my big burnout. I was like, okay, something has to change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet you were exhausted and stressed out to the max.
Yeah. I like, if I'm being really honest, like the last 2 years, I almost killed my YouTube channel. Like in the last few months, I kind of had to just take a break, you know, and I did maybe 1 or 2 videos a month, maybe like one. But I needed it, and it was so good. And I got to focus. I saw like there were more things out there, you know, like Facebook, which was really great, and more ways to make money where I don't have to be like, you know, the hamster on the wheel chasing the YouTube algorithm. That worked.
So what about lives? How do you feel about lives? So sometimes, with StreamYard here, sometimes I do those Tuesday talks and I'll stream it on YouTube simultaneously with Facebook. So I feel like that's still fresh content for each platform. It's just happening at the same time. But how do you feel about lives? How do you think they help your monetization on Facebook, especially?
I think lives are great on YouTube. On Facebook, they're taking them away completely. Like they're going to be there for 30 days and then it's gone. So I feel like if you're going to do a live, you might as well just post it as a video. You know,
So no more sale things, Crystal?
Well, she's saying that after 30 days they delete the video.
Oh,
yeah.
So like
I was gonna say, oh no.
well, I do monthly sales live on my Facebook page. So that's what Kat's talking about.
It's
But
so
yeah,
fun.
so I can they still allow the lives. They just are getting deleted after 30 days. So somebody can't go back and rewatch it. So if you're getting monetized on Facebook, it's not going to benefit you in any way.
Right, it wouldn't.
And for selling, that would serve your purpose anyway. You know, it's not going to do much good after 30 days because you won't have half those things anyway to sell.
Right.
If you're just doing like a tutorial though, you know, you can, like, one day I was painting something and it took 5 minutes that I just did like a little tutorial on blending. And I've reposted that video every couple of months and it still gains me money. You know what I mean? It looks like a live because I'm talking to them, but I still get paid every time it goes out. So I do feel even if you're going to do a live, make sure you're like recording it because you could use that and post that again. People don't realize that on Facebook, your audience, like your followers probably are only seeing like 1 or 2 of your videos a week. And I post almost every day. So there's like a whole nother audience that's seeing your videos, you know, and you want to reach them. So reposting is the best way and you don't get so burned out. You know, it's like, it is the same content, but if they're your followers and they don't want to watch it, they just scroll, you know, and then somebody who does want to watch it that didn't see it will watch it.
That makes sense.
So do you do a lot of custom work? Because I feel like you're always posting videos and you said you're not selling. So where's all that furniture going?
Oh my gosh. No, I'm done with customs. I did custom work like when I first started. When I first started, I was repurposing furniture. I wasn't even like, I was like building a bar and, you know, doing like I had a buffet. I took the wood out and I put plexiglass in there. I was doing a lot of really different. It was so different than what it is now. But I do have a booth now again. Okay. And I still am selling on Marketplace. Like the things that are too heavy and I don't want to carry to the booth they're gonna leave from the house.
Right.
Okay.
But yeah,
I sell on Marketplace.
I've not great. I mean, everybody wants to haggle, you know.
Right.
And
so Crystal, you've been doing like you'll post it just kind of as a post that it's available, right? And you're kind of doing it that way as opposed to Marketplace. Am I right?
Yeah. Well, I do both Marketplace and just on my business page, my Facebook business page, that it's for sale. And, you know, after maybe like a few weeks, I'll post what I have available or whatever. But people do, I do notice people do like to haggle or whatever on Marketplace. Fortunately, lately, I haven't had any problems with that. But of course, I don't really post my furniture for what it's worth. So,
yeah, that's what I feel like on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah. So,
what about Etsy? What about Etsy? For you, Amy?
Yeah. No. Okay. I'm a little crazy when it comes to my furniture. Like I want the people to see it, feel it, touch it. You know, I don't feel like, I guess I'm like insecure sometimes, you know, and if something's wrong with it, I don't want to have to give a refund or, you know what I mean? I want you to see it and love it. And if you don't buy it.
Yeah,
So
same.
that's always been my issue.
Yeah. I'm insecure too, and that's probably part of the reasons why I feel like I don't ever get paid what I'm worth, but it's just because I'm worried. I'm always worried somebody, you know, they're not going to like it, or there's a little scratch on the inside of the drawer or something.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same way. Like so many times me and my husband, he'll help me take a piece of furniture out or put it in their car. And I'm like, I tell them, I'm like, and he's always like, nobody would know that, but you know? And I'm like, that doesn't even look like a mistake. And I'm like, but it is, you know? I know it's there and they need to know. And he's like, oh, that's so nuts.
Right. When we deliver furniture sometimes, and I will take touch-up paint with me, and as we're driving, I'll be like, oh my gosh, I see all these little spots underneath of it. I'm like, I gotta get this.
So underneath, when you
I'm like blowing on it to try and dry it. Turn the heat up.
Or use your finger.
Yes, I do
Dip the
that
paint. We always talk about, we all sort of have a fear of shipping. So that's kind of part of our problem too. But I'm the same way too. I think, you know, it's like sometimes it's hard to just charge, like when you look on Etsy and you see some of the prices that they charge for hand painted furniture, and it's like, why can't I get that? I think it's partly where I live too.
But you know, I feel like those pieces are up there for a really long time too. So they're waiting for that customer to come. And that would be fine if I wasn't doing the content, but I have to produce a piece a week. So it's like, I don't have, like, there's been points where we had furniture everywhere. And I'm like, I can't do that anymore. So if I have to sell it at a lower price, I'm fine with that, because I do have that other money from creating content, you know?
Yeah. It kind of like weighs itself out in a way.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. For
So not to be nosy, but because we're talking about this, what do you consider your biggest source of income? Like, which is the best stream? Is it Facebook? Is it YouTube? Is it what you sell in your booth?
I know Facebook for sure right now. Okay. Like, I can't believe it. I don't know why nobody's talking about it. Like, because I think it's really hard to get monetized. But once you are monetized, if you just post consistently and keep with it, and that reposting thing, and there's a couple other things. Like, if you can't get to the 10,000, they want you to have enough followers. They want you to know that you're an active page before they monetize you. And Facebook is kind of like a pay to play. And I hate to say that, but it is. Like, you can target, they love when you do an advertisement. You can target for people who like crafts and furniture flipping. And you can, if you need to get your 10,000 followers, you could do it that way. And I mean, if your post, like, say you put $5 in on an ad a week, you know, and that just helps. It's not going to get you there really quick and everything, but it does help. And Facebook notices that, like, and then, you know, the verified badge, that's another one. That's the one that's like the new thing I discovered. Once you get your verified badge, but it's like $14, but if you want the algorithm to open up and get recommended to other people, you pay $50 a month. So it's a lot of money, but once you're making that money, it's an investment into, well, now I have 200,000 followers. I'm going to get that badge and more easily get up to 500. When you get up to that, you have so many more views, you know, you're more likely to get views. So you're making more money on your videos. Mm-hmm. So there's like little, just little things like that. The rising creator.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody ever like knows what that is.
Is how important is it to hit that every week?
It's pretty important. Like,
Okay.
you don't have to hit it every week, but if you get it one time, you want to put your best videos out. The best videos that performed on your page in the past, repost those, because that is Facebook recommending you to way more people. It's just opening the door for you. So if you can get those views, it'll keep giving you that. Keep the door open. And that's basically how you can get monetized, like fast, and make more money.
Yeah. Right. Right.
I'm sorry. What did you just say? What were you talking about? Rising what?
The
Rising creator badge. Like there's
it's
badge.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
little,
I'm lost. I'm lost on Instagram still. You know, you get going on so many of the different apps. Then if you don't get back there for a few weeks, they've changed something and you've got to figure it all out again. So I'm not the best at it. So this is a badge that you get.
it's a Facebook badge.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
when you go to your Facebook business page, like I don't know if it's I don't know where it is on my computer, but on my phone it's right at the top, and it says right at the top, and it says your dashboard, and then you can click on that, and that's where all that information is.
Right.
Yeah, your professional dashboard.
Mm-hmm.
It's like almost
On
like
Meta or just your regular Facebook page?
On your business one.
Yeah, but not on Meta, just on the page.
Well, you can switch back and forth from your personal to your business on your Facebook
icon.
app.
Yeah.
So yeah, the little icon right there. So I guess that is Meta, but I mean the app is different.
Like on the regular page, or are you on the Meta app? Is what I'm saying.
I'm on Facebook app doing that.
Okay.
Are you
All right.
aiming to?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the little
It's like where you're going to see all your analytics.
dashboard. Okay.
Yes.
There.
So when you accept a badge, you're accepting it for something that you did above and beyond. And basically all you're doing then is you're just sharing it with your group on Facebook. You post it. Is that what that's about?
That's the badge. You don't even have to share that you got the badge. Like I've had the badge. I've got it multiple weeks in a row. You can share that with everybody or not. I didn't. I mean, I shared it once because I was like, cool, yay, I got it again. You know, it's really cool. But it just means that there's all these little targeted things that you can do on Facebook, like respond to 20 comments. You know, post 7 reels this week. Like some of them it's a lot.
Yeah,
You know,
like I don't like the ones where it's like get 35 subscribers. I'm like, what?
Yeah, right.
Or likes or follows. Yeah.
To say it, that is where, you know, and then you can invite people. So that's a way to get those followers. You know, you just go and hit the invites. But the other way is they want to know that you're invested in their platform. So by targeting ads, it's not a bad thing to do. Like I did it a couple times when I was trying to get to 10,000 because I kept hearing how much people were making. And I was like, well, I have to do this, you know, like, oh my gosh. So you don't have to put a lot of money into it, you know, but they do like that. They're like, she's investing, she's into this, she's posting all the time. Okay, let's give her that rising creator badge. And then boom, that's when post your greatest videos and, you know, you'll start to just naturally, organically build. After 10,000, I never bought an ad again, you know, because it just, once I got monetized, it's really up to you to post good videos. The longer people watch, the more money you're going to make. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's great. Great advice. I'm glad I can go back and rewatch this because this is so good. Definitely I'm going to put this to use. So for sure.
I feel like I'm like, bleh.
No, it's good. Keep going.
Yeah, we love it. We're sucking up all this information.
Yes, we're like little sponges.
Because like you said, like I was able to go back just in that brief conversation we had and look at the videos, that what they earned. And I'm not making much right now. So like one of my higher ones was 27 cents. But what I'm saying is I could repost that and
Yes.
turn it into more because it was just my little shop tour.
It might. Here's another thing. Did you post that as a video? Like, okay. So if you have a video that's say 3 minutes long or something, you can, edit that and post a couple reels for that. And you can also get content from that, but you also want to make sure it's good content. So you don't want to just be posting it has to be something interesting, or else.
So how long are reels on Facebook?
A minute and 30 seconds or under. And really, I notice mine that are 30 seconds, those are the ones that do better.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
But videos you can do how long?
You can do as long as you want, but Facebook favors for the video time, they want you to do between 3 and 5 minutes.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
And the longer you can, and you can see all this in your analytics, the longer you, I saw that and I got thrown off.
Oh, sorry.
You gotta read that message.
The longer you can keep people watching your video, the more money that you make. So if people are just dipping in and dipping out and you still did really good, your revenue for that video might be really low. But if you're watching maybe half of the video or the whole video, your revenue will be much higher.
Okay. So Jenna says, do you recommend me removing my TikTok videos from Facebook? I've noticed my views have really gone down in the last month or so.
Do you have the watermark, the TikTok watermark on there? If the watermark is on there, I would definitely get rid of those. But you can still post the same videos, that's okay for TikTok. If you're doing the same videos for YouTube and Facebook, that's a different story because it's in a different ratio. Facebook used to, I used to be able to post the 16:9. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the aspect ratio.
And that was okay, but it's not okay anymore. Now they want it to be the TikTok size. So it's okay if you do post your TikToks, you just don't want to post that watermark.
Okay.
And there's an app. You can put your video in an app that'll actually get rid of the watermark. I have to think of the name, but I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Okay.
Well, it is hard to find music on each and every one of those apps. If you go over a minute, it seems like all the music on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, they're all at 1 minute. You really got to dig in there unless you're getting your music from another source like Epidemic Sound or the one that you're using.
Yeah, I wouldn't use the music at all on Facebook. They're like, use our music. It's great. And then they're like, they're going to slap you in the hand afterwards for using it.
YouTube does the same thing with their auto library because I would use their music and then I'd look in there and I'd have a copyright strike and it's it's on their music, but when you go and you open it up and you read what it is, they tell you, oh, don't worry, this is not a strike against you, because they know they're the ones that brought you that sound to use as a copyright material. But also in the fine print, it says at any time an artist may change their mind and take that song out of there. And they can get their copyrights back for the song. And sometimes that's what happens. Because I've gone back to some of my old videos and I'm like, who put that song on there? That's really bad. I didn't do that. And they'll just replace it with whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a video on Facebook. Okay. That's another thing I really don't like. Somebody can claim that it's their music and you can dispute it, and then you can dispute it again. They have 7 more days. And if they decide that it's their music, you can't do anything about it. And then you're splitting revenue with them. And that could just be anybody. So I've had that. I had 2 million views on a video and somebody did that.
Awful.
Yeah, I was so mad. I I deleted the video. I was like, I don't even care. 2
I don't
million.
blame you.
I was like, it's like,
Yeah. It's the principle,
yes. I was
right?
like, Mom.
So do you think you're safe with epidemic sound music on Facebook?
No, I had to stop using them too because they don't give you the license number. But
Oh, that's right. You did say that.
yeah, Artlist gives you the number, they give you their dates, they give you an actual license. So if I had to send that, like I've had no problems with that.
Do you
know
find it better to do voiceovers on your videos or the music?
That's another thing. So you have to do a voiceover every now and again. You have to because it's not people watching from Facebook. It's just an algorithm. And if they pick up that they can't see you, like I don't really like to be in my videos all the time because it's about the furniture. So if they don't see you or hear you that there's a person, they're going to think it's a bot or they're going to think it's like AI, just somebody's just uploading and doing. So you'll get flagged for that. So you definitely want to do voiceovers.
Wow.
But my videos do really well with the music, but I get into it. I like try to find the right song and like make it dance a little.
Right.
Yeah.
Give it the mood.
Yeah. Yeah.
So is Artlist free?
No, nothing's free.
Nothing is free. Nothing good is free, right?
That's right.
Except for fresh air and sunshine. And that's at a premium.
They do have like the monthly subscriptions, which actually now I'll probably go back to. That would save me a lot. But I used the yearly because I was working with a lot of brands last year too, or even just the last couple of months. And then you have a license with those brands too. So if I gave them a video and I put their music in there, it's covered. But now I could go back to, just my channel because I'm not really working with anybody else at the moment.
Okay.
And it's
How much is Artlist for the monthly subscription?
I haven't looked at it in a while, but I think it's like $20 or maybe like between $17.99 or something. I know epidemic was like $14.99.
Okay.
Or to get that big one where you're covered with everything. If you're working with other people, it's like $300 a year, and you have to pay that lump sum.
Okay. All right. And does that Artlist also work with like YouTube with the licensing? Okay. So you can use it on multiple.
Yeah, you could use Artlist everywhere and have that proof. That's what you need.
Yes.
For your disputes.
Okay. So it might end up being worth it anyways.
Yeah.
Definitely. And it's an investment. There's a lot of things like that content or the verified badge. That's my next one. Like when I hit a certain amount, I want to invest again, and I'm going to get that. I'm going to get that badge.
Yeah.
The Girl Scout badges,
Yeah.
I got a badge. I got a badge, you guys. I got a badge. You know what I got a badge for?
What?
Listening to Livingston the most in the month of February.
You go, girl. Nice.
I didn't know what it was. I thought, what is it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I put it up.
They'll send you badges if you're engaged with another person's page and stuff like that. They'll send
Yeah,
you.
I get those all the time, but I never display them,
Yeah. Do you think
Because
it's
that really
important?
doesn't serve me.
Right. Do you find it important to engage on other furniture creators Facebook pages also? I've noticed I have picked up subscribers by doing that and have created engagement and things like that.
I think that's huge. That's a big part of it, but I don't do that a lot. And not for, there's there's a lot of people I hit the heart button. Like I said, I'm like really shy normally, so I don't comment a lot under other people's, but if you did, it's a huge help. And Facebook sees that, acknowledges it, and they even put that in Like it's in their algorithm. Like they know you're doing that, so they're gonna favor that.
Okay.
It's a good thing for sure.
Yeah. I did notice because I've been so busy the past couple of weeks, I've hardly been posting on my Facebook page and I haven't really engaged on any other people's pages. But I did notice a huge uptick in my views and everything when I was doing that. I went from like 38 views to like 36,100 views or whatever. So I was like, I'm like, wow, that's crazy. I need to keep doing this.
Huge. I know, and they want you to post in groups. And don't you feel like that's really hard because, a lot of the groups don't allow like you posting videos and stuff. That's like one of the rules. Most of the furniture flipping groups, I think.
Right. Yeah. If I post in some of the groups, I'll post a piece of furniture that I used like a redesign transfer on, or so that product or whatever that came from that brand or that company. So, but I haven't tried posting any videos or anything like that because I really haven't been focusing on videos. When I first started my Facebook page, it was just for selling my furniture. It has changed so much.
Yeah.
Just in the past few years, because when I moved to Virginia for a couple of years, and while I was gone in Virginia, I didn't post at all in my business page because I was in Virginia. All my customers were in Michigan. I didn't see a point. I came back and it was completely different. The whole meta thing changed and everything. It was all complicated.
Oh yes, they're like constantly changing. It's kind of cool.
So you've been really posting a lot of interesting content, Crystal. I think so. I love your little videos.
I'm trying.
So I had a conversation with another group of people locally just a couple weeks ago, and it was actually a lady from a media company, and she said, so this is my problem. I do a lot of times, like I'll be busy and I won't make any posts, and then I'll do a flurry of, here's this, and they're saying how bad that is for your algorithm. So because like the more you tend to overpost, then those things are getting lost. So how do you feel about that? What's your recommended like number of posts, and should it be always videos or mix it up, or what's your formula?
On Facebook, you should be posting like everything. Reels, photos, stories. I mean, that's just going to keep your page good and healthy. And I have a hard time doing that because I like video. Like I like to create video. I'm a terrible photographer. That's like my pictures. I don't like staging, but you still like, I always do a before picture and that makes money. Like it's really weird. The things that, but it's healthy for your page to do all of it. And as frequent, I hate to say it, but as frequent as you can. And if you have if you have a bunch of videos, don't just put them all out. If you know that you might need a break next week, then I would go in your Meta Business Suite and I would schedule them. Yeah. So at least you're posting, I would say like minimum like 3 to 5 times a week, because then say a reel, a video, a photo, a text, like even text, that counts. And a story. So that's 5. You know what I mean? And I would say, I hate to say that, but that's really healthy. That's the minimum. You could post every day. That's just more chances of the eyeballs being on your stuff. So, but that's not realistic for a lot of people, unless you're like, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
You mentioned, go ahead. You mentioned like posting a text. So like, I notice a lot of people will post something to their audience, like just like a question about, like, what's your favorite,
and then
show your dog or whatever.
Like it's, what project are you working on? You know what I mean? It's all keeping your page healthy, that people are going to talk under there. And it's a text. It says, okay, she's also doing this. Like that's huge.
Yeah.
I don't do a lot of those, but
Jenna, you're right. We all need to engage with each other every day, help each other out, huh?
Yeah.
And that's where I'm torn. My page is strictly to sell my pieces, but I want to make money too. And I don't think trying to do both is working.
It's hard, but you can do it.
Yes.
I have to say, financially, it is worth it. Like, I don't know how much she's making on her furniture, but for me in my area, like, if I can get like $400 for a huge dresser with a mirror and it's all done up, like, that's great. I'm thrilled. You know, most of the time nobody wants to pay over $300 for anything, you know? So I'm like, geez, like, that was so much work, but at least I feel like I'm getting, you know, there's other income streams coming through for me.
Yeah.
You're making a ton of money on furniture, then maybe you don't have to work as hard on the content.
Yeah. Good point.
True. How much time do you personally put into Facebook daily then or do you spend your one day doing it and just schedule everything out?
That is the plan, but it never works that way.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm on there every day, and every morning, you know, I have like, it's like my morning routine. I go on there and I'm just checking everything, seeing what's working, what's not. And then I get an idea and I'm like, oh, maybe I should mix this video. And then I start editing. And
Yeah.
they say, like, when you work for yourself, you know, you have all this time.
Oh,
No, it's not.
no.
24
This is a full-time job. This is really a full-time job to stay on top of everything.
Yeah.
Because that's it too. If like I said, I needed a break in 2024, and my YouTube channel just, like, you know, now I'm building it back up again, and it is full time. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like the algorithm punished you for taking a break.
And they say it doesn't do that.
Yes,
But it
I know.
does.
People kind of forget, and you know what? People do. It's not the algorithm. People kind of forget you're there. You know what I mean? They have other people to watch. They got things going on in their lives. So unless, like, I just put a video out and it just started doing well. So I'm like, okay, now my next video that I put out, you know, I was going to put out something because I was tired. I'm like, oh God, I did like 6 weeks in a row. I'm so tired. I was going to do, like, you know, just a talking video about something. And I'm like, no, I have to go hard. I have to do like a really great project next because the momentum is there. And here I am again. That's the hamster wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a YouTube question for you. So do you find that collaborations are good for your channel, or like being on a playlist, or do you shy away from those now?
Gosh, those ugly duckling challenges,
Mhm.
I was doing those. Those were so great. That was so much at the beginning. And then I think it just, for me, I just became overwhelmed because it was like, that's the challenge. And then I also had to do a video for this and this and this person and this person. And then I was like doing furniture that I didn't want to do. You know what I mean? Like, I hate to say that, but
Yeah.
it just,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
I
I
was
know what you mean.
with my work, and it wasn't fun anymore. It was like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Now I'm like having fun again. So
Yeah, that's the thing. You don't want it to take away your joy because that's,
yeah,
you know,
Right.
that's the whole point of it is making things to create for yourself that makes you happy. So why do something that takes away your joy that you get from it?
Right.
yeah. I
Right.
think right now, like where I'm at, would be the perfect time to like jump into a challenge again because I am like having fun with it again.
Oh, well, gee, I knew some people who do some challenges. Crystal, speaking of
Jenna
this,
has-
it's commercial time. Tell everybody about the next unique antique.
I will. Jenna has a question over there on the side, but we do have a challenge coming up, the Unique Antique Challenge, and this one is hosted with me and Jenna from Junk Princess Furniture Design. She's right up there on the screen right now, and I don't know if you know anything about the Unique Antique Challenge, but the winner gets to co-host the next challenge and pick the theme. So Jenna picked the theme to be all about mimicking a piece that one of the Flippin bunch have done. So
Oh, cool.
something that Dar or Kat or I or Levon have done. So yeah, that one's coming up, and that one's on May 31st.
Okay, yeah, and that's
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, we'd love
Put
to
it
have
out there. Yeah, no pressure. Yeah.
So Jenna asks real quick, can a reel and a story be the same thing and still be good?
yeah. I don't make stories like, I don't know. That's for me, that was like an Instagram thing. And I just never really got into Instagram. So I definitely use my reels and I put them up there, and I'm still making money from those. So I share what I share on my page. There's a little button in your professional dashboard that will say like, do you want to share this video as a story? Sure. You know?
Yeah, right.
And I didn't do anything. But
Right. Yes. It does that with my live sale videos too. It asks me the same thing. If you want to share. Well, actually, I don't think it gives me the option. I think it just does it.
Oh, you might have it like enabled. Like,
oh yeah, I probably do. I think you're right.
Well, this hour has flown, but before we go, we always do a little commercial break. So just a reminder here to if you want to get reminders for a Flippin' Bunch, you can text live to 814-515-4905, or you can email the Flippin' Bunch at gmail.com and put live in the subject line. And let's see, I had my comments up at the same time, so I could hardly see that. So Jenna says furniture pays all her bills. What's that?
I was gonna say something, but
Jenna says furniture pays all the bills, but she wants extra. Well, Jenna is extra, so, you know.
that's so oh, that's great.
She works harder now than she did when she was in the corporate world. So anybody have any additional questions here for Amy?
I don't, but I learned so much. Thank you.
I did too. We really appreciated you coming on. Like I said, I just always admired your work and just always thought you were pretty cool. So
yeah, you guys too. Thank you so much for having me. I paint, and I listen.
Oh, I love that. That's so
yeah. That makes us feel honored. At least I feel that way.
I do too. Absolutely.
And there's Cheryl Wall. She says, I learned tons. Thank you.
Oh, good. Because I was like, God, I feel like I just like
no. That's perfect.
Well, that's that's what we wanted. We wanted you to spew your knowledge like a fountain. Oh my. Well, if we don't have anything else, then our time is up for this evening, and we thank you again, and we thank everybody for watching, and we love you guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.